Education is the civil rights issue of our time because, in the words of education activist Howard Fuller, there was a time when children couldn't sit at lunch counters, and now that they can sit there, they can't even read the menu. That is a crisis. And we have to ask ourselves, if children are not being taught foundational skills that enable them to operate successfully in society, productively in our nation, are they liberated? Do they have the right to live a life of productivity, sustainability, success? Further, we know that our children's magnificence was significantly suppressed during slavery when they were forbidden to read or write. We know that their brilliance was stifled during Jim Crow, when to enter into more resource schools, they had to do so at the threat of white mob violence. And now we know that their brilliance continues to be subdued by low expectations, by a lack of care and nurturance of their minds, stymied by institutions that would rather criminalize than humanize our children. The same intentions to undermine the brilliance of our children are presently done, but with different methods. So yes, education is the civil rights issue of our time. We are still not liberated, and there is still much work to be done to ensure that our children recognize the full magnitude of their brilliance in this nation. We know that our children are brilliant. We know that they're capable of excellence. And so we have to hold schools accountable for providing that. And that's exactly why I journeyed to create Purpose Prep here in Nashville, Tennessee. I trained with Building Excellence Schools and studied the highest performing schools, charter schools, district schools, private schools across the nation, and took those best practices. We know what works. We know what supports our children's success, implemented those practices into the work of Purpose Prep. And I'm so proud of the work that we've been able to do. Purpose Prep is one of the highest performing schools in the state of Tennessee. We were awarded the recognition of being a reward school by our state in 2017, specifically because we ranked within the top 5% of schools across the state for academic performance. We were also recognized in 2018 as a reward school. This was actually the first time that a school in our community of North Nashville received recognition for being ranked among the top 5% of schools for academic performance. So we're proud of the brains that are growing at Purpose Prep. We know we stand as a proof point for what's possible, and we hold ourselves accountable to achieving results that are in the best interest of our students. Therefore, we also hold our community, our state, our nation accountable for making sure that there are more schools, that all schools, in fact, are providing children with equitable opportunity to realize their fullest potential. And that's the work that we do at Purpose Prep on a day-to-day basis. The legacy that I'd like to leave for the next generation of Black leaders is to do whatever in your power, in your realm, in your purpose, to ensure that our children live out the full power of their magnificence. The greatest threat to Blacks in America has been the degradation, the telling us that we are less than. However, we were made as a glorious people. Anyone who works that hard to suppress a group of people must be deeply afraid of their fullness, of the greatness of their potential, of their power. If we truly understand this, we will not succumb to the tactics that tell us that as Black people, we are less than. We will instead reject those labels and make sure that we create opportunity to fully manifest not only our power as adults and as leaders, but the full power, the full brilliance, the full beauty, the full individual and collective brilliance of our community. And so the legacy that I'd love to leave is for more individuals to advocate for our communities to be their best whole selves that they're deserving of.